This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so let me connect to the server. So today I will request your server access so that from this week onwards you can actually start practicing in the server also. Okay, so just a quick recap of what we have done. So if I go to SPRO and see which company code we already created in our last session. So do you remember the company code that we created?
ABCS.
ABCS, right? ABC Systems, which we ABCS, are we able to see here? Maybe, sorry, I need to log in into 1909, not 1809. Previous batches are going on 1809, so there was a confusion. Just give me a minute. Let me connect to 1909 system. Okay, so let me know if you are able to see the system once again. Okay, so this is 1909 system. So mistakenly I connected to 1809 earlier. So let's go to SPRO and let's see what we already created in our last session. So enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, and in company code we created ABCS. This is the company code that we created in our last session. Okay, and then let's go to the global parameters, which is OBY6, to verify whether we assigned our company code to the different variants. Okay, so let's double click and I can see, yes, chart of account is assigned, fiscal year variant, field status variant, and posting period variant. Okay, so basic setup we have completed in our last session. Even we created the account groups within the chart of account, and then within posting period variant, we also created the lines for different type of accounts with the start date and the end date of the current posting period. Okay, and then we are using fiscal year variant K4, which is Jan to December. Okay, what we should do today now is we will start with creation of controlling area. Okay, so our company code definition is done. Now, definitely when we are talking about controlling module, the first thing is we need to create a controlling area, and then only system will be able to perform any task related to controlling. So I'll go to SPRO again, IMG. Okay, and within controlling, general controlling, organization, and maintain controlling area. Okay, here I will double click on this maintain controlling area, and this is where I can see the list of all those controlling areas which are already available in this particular system. Okay, now in my case, I want to create a new controlling area. So I'll click on new entries. Okay, now I can provide the 4-digit code, same as company code. I can provide the 4-digit code to my controlling area. So what I'm doing is I'm maintaining the same uniformity, which means I'll get the same code to the controlling area, same as company code. Okay, and in the name, I will just write that this is a controlling area. for ABCS. Okay, and this is very important. Company code assignment to controlling area. Okay, what does it mean is you can have one controlling area which is assigned to multiple company codes, or you can have one controlling area which is only taking care of one company code. Okay, so can anyone tell me the difference between what exactly, when should I use same as company code and when should I use cross company code? So when should I use this first option and when should I use the second option?
Group reporting, the second one will apply.
Group reporting in terms of internal reporting, right?
No, multiple company assignments.
Yeah, multiple company assignments, but when you say group reporting, the internal reporting, it's not external reporting, internal whatever management related reporting, right? Yes. So group reporting can I not get if I assign controlling area same as company code?
You can get it, but you not. You can get it for one company. Yeah, you can get it, I think.
Okay, then when do you recommend to go for cross company code cost accounting, and when should we go for controlling area same as company code? Maybe any other answers?
When business is globally established, Vikram, and when there are number of operative chart of accounts or different fiscal
Number
year
of operating chart of account. Okay.
for different company codes, then also
The currencies are different. Then you can use, I guess.
Okay.
But there is a prerequisite. I think there all companies should use one
same chart of account, right?
Then we can perform this cross-company.
Right. So let me tell you what exactly are we like, when exactly we go for the controlling area same as company code and when should we go for cross company code cost accounting. Okay, so let's take a simple example. You said, Sneha, you said that if we have multiple operative chart of account, then we will go for cross company code cost accounting. But in that case, it is not possible at all. Okay, because there is one restriction in controlling area. You can only assign those company codes to the controlling area which have the same operating chart of account. Okay, so for example, if I have 4 company codes and all these 4 company codes are having their own chart of account, operating chart of account, then definitely I cannot create one controlling area and assign these 4 company codes to that particular controlling area. Okay, so if I have multiple different operative chart of account, then definitely I cannot go for cross company code. I have to go for same controlling area same as company code. So first thing is, you have to, there is no other option. If you are using separate chart of account per company code, then there is no other option. You have to go for controlling area same as company code only. Okay, on the other hand, if your companies are using a common operative chart of account, okay, if your companies are, most of the companies are using the same operative chart of account, then it is possible to go for cross company code cost accounting, but again it is not mandatory. So we cannot say, okay, all our company codes are using same operative chart of account, so there is no other option and we have to go for cross company code cost accounting only. That is not the case. Why? Because even if your operating chart of account is same, you can still continue to use separate controlling areas. Okay, but the question is then, when should I use and when should I not use the cross company code cost accounting? So let's take this example. You have, see, why you create a controlling area? Because you want to perform the internal reporting. Now let's say for the other world outside, you have 2 different legal entities. Okay, let's say there are 2 separate legal entities, but let's assume you are sharing the premises or you are sharing the plant. Okay, there are 2 legal entities, but all the activities you are carrying out parallelly for both. So in this particular case, let's say you are, just take this example, you are sharing the office on the rental basis. Now in this case, what will happen is, if there are 2 company codes and your controlling area is different, so the problem is, when you book the cost, first you need to book this as a common. You cannot book for a particular company code as of now, you have to book it as a common. And once you booked as a common, later on you need to allocate it to 2 different cost centers, right? Now it is only possible.
Vikram, You're
Yes.
sharing only the SAP screen, no?
Yes. I'm not sharing anything else as of now. So, okay, maybe if you want, I can try to show you here. Can you see the notepad now?
Yes, Vikram.
Yes.
Okay. See, first of all, if all companies or all company codes are using same chart of account, then only cross company controlling is possible.
Vikram,
Okay.
excuse me here.
Yes.
So we do have the group chart of account, right? So if we assign group chart of account, then we can.
No. Group chart of account has a different purpose. We cannot assign the group chart of account to our controlling area. We have to assign the operative chart of account.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Okay, so if all company codes are using same chart of account, then only cross company code controlling is possible. On the other hand, if my company codes are using separate chart of account, then it is not possible. It is not possible at all to assign it to same controlling area. Okay, this should be very clear now. Apart from this, I will give you one scenario in which you will be using cross company code controlling area. Okay, so now let's say although my company codes are using a separate chart of account, okay, in that particular case I don't have any option. I have to use a separate controlling area. But let's assume when I say all companies, let's take an example here. 4 companies. There are, let's say, 4 companies. So if all my company codes are using same operative chart of account, okay, then also it is not necessary that I will be creating one controlling area. I can again create 2, 3 or 4, whatever number of controlling areas I want. Okay, so in this particular case, let's say I'm taking this example, I'll create 2 controlling areas. Okay, and each controlling area would be assigned to two company codes. Right? Now, what could be the logic? Why I'm not creating 4 controlling areas? Why I'm not creating a single controlling area? The basic logic here is that the 2 company codes which I'm assigning to the particular controlling area, they are having lot of things in common when it comes to the internal reporting. Okay, let's say example, out of this 4 company codes, 2 are into manufacturing of laptops and 2 are into manufacturing of desktops. Okay, now laptop is, let's say, my profit center. So I want to generate my reporting based on the profit center. Now laptop is a common profit center which is being shared by 2 different company codes. So if I want to do the reporting for the laptop, now definitely this reporting needs to be carried out at multi-company code. Okay, this is one example. Similarly, take a cost center. So let's say these 2 company codes are sharing the premises, okay, and let's say they are also sharing the admin and HR department. Now if they are sharing admin and HR department, whenever I'm booking the cost, I cannot tell the system that this belongs to this company code. So at that time what I will do is I will book the cost into one common one, and then later on I will divide that cost into multiple different company codes. So that is again the example of 2 companies which are sharing the internal facilities. Right? So whenever you have the logistics constraint that the same place or same resources are being shared with multiple company codes, in that case you can divide it into single controlling area. So you don't need to create separate 2 controlling areas. You can have one controlling area which is taking care of both the company codes. Okay, so only in those cases where the internal resources are being shared between 2 company codes, we will go for controlling area, sorry, cross company code cost accounting. If you want to keep it separate, if you know that all my internal reportings are company code specific, there is no other company code which I'll be using for any kind of controlling activities. I'm not going to do any allocations. I'm not going to do any distributions to any other company code. Then I will definitely go for controlling area, same as company code. Okay, is it clear on the high level as of now? We will talk
Yeah.
through the slides also. There you'll be
Yeah.
able to know what are the other scenarios which can be used for cross company code cost accounting. Yes, Sadish.
Okay. Vikram, I had only one question. Because you said that when resources are shared, we are using this cross company code cost accounting. So how when booking cost usually to a cost center, then the cost centers are already assigned to one particular company code, right?
Yes,
So when you
cost
say
centers
shared
definitely.
resource,
Cost centers need to be assigned to one company code. That is
so
right. But if you see
when
the example of profit center that I gave, profit
okay,
center is like if you create a profit center, it can be created for multiple company codes.
okay.
Yes.
So
So let's
so
say
when we say we are sharing the resources means after booking the cost, then we will do cost reallocation to other company code.
exactly,
Okay,
exactly.
okay,
So initially we will book the resources in the common profit center, which is available in both the company codes, and later on we will distribute it accordingly to the different company codes.
okay, okay.
So
So
that
in that,
distribution, that assessment, that allocation is only possible if you are using the same controlling area.
okay. So that means cross company code cost accounting.
Yes, cross company code account.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Vikram, I
So
have a question as well.
let's take another. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Thank you. So when we say group controlling group chart of account, so even for this controlling module, the ultimate goal is to have the group chart of account, right? Besides analyzing cost and profitabilities.
No. See, group chart of account has a different purpose. What is a group chart of account? So let's say in your company, if you are using separate operative chart of account, and if you want to do the external reporting on the consolidated level, see, there is a difference between external and internal, right? We discussed in the last session also. External means what you are doing for the outside world, which is not related to within your company. Okay, so when you say consolidation at the group level, that is something which you are doing for the consolidation purpose. Okay, and for consolidation, you can use group company chart of accounts, or you can also use the BPC module, which can help you in consolidation. But when we say controlling, the controlling purpose is not group reporting. Controlling purpose is making sure that the costs are allocated within the departments. If they belong to different company codes, then definitely the cross company code cost accounting would be required.
Thank you, Vikram.
Okay, you must have heard that what we do in controlling normally, we book the cost, and later on in the month end, it is possible to take the cost from one cost object and book it to the other, right? So let's say, for example, you book the cost into one cost object today, and tomorrow you want to distribute or allocate this cost to the other object. Now, these two objects, sender object and receiver object, must be in the same controlling area. So for example, if I book the cost into one cost object, and now I want to distribute the cost into some second object which doesn't belongs to my controlling area, then that distribution, allocation, assessment is not possible at all. Okay, so whenever you are going to distribute or allocate the cost, both the cost objects must belong to same controlling area. Okay, that is a basic requirement. That is the reason you have to be very careful, like whether I should go for cross company code cost accounting or controlling area same as company code.
Thank you, Vikram.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, I have some other examples also from the certification guide. I will also show you, but let's first complete this. So what I'll do is I'll go with controlling area same as company code as of now, because in our case we are only having one company code, so there is no confusion as of now. Okay. Now,
So that
I
means
go
you're
for,
not doing allocations for different company codes. Is that what you're trying to say?
yes, I mean currently I have only one company code which I created. So I'm
Right.
going to do all the allocations within the same company code and obviously within the same controlling area.
So what if down the road, if we do the intercompany and all that, are you
Yes,
not going
we'll
to show
take one
those?
example on that also. So as of now, I'm explaining you the basic cycle of if you have one company code only in your system, or maybe if you are using multiple company codes, but all your company codes are assigned to the different controlling areas. So how it will behave, and then I will show you one example where you have multi-company codes which are assigned to the same controlling area.
Okay, just for a curiosity, what if I just, instead of choosing that, if I choose the other one, what will happen?
Nothing will happen. What will be the difference is, see, as of now, I have only one company code, right? So as of today, what I can do is I can assign the existing company code here, that is ABCS. And since this allows cross company code cost accounting, maybe in future, if I add any other company code into my organization structure, I don't need to create a controlling area again then. I can directly go to the assignment of company code and I can assign second company code there.
And later, if I have any changes, let's assume that if I would have chosen the controlling area one, right? The first option. Am I able to change it later when I have some data available within it?
Not recommended. It will
Not recommended, right?
It is not recommended because it will involve, you have to involve SAP in the data conversion then.
No, I've tried that. It doesn't work out. It looks like we need to.
No,
all
SAP
the
has a
hierarchies and
tool.
all gets changed, and a lot of issues comes in as well.
Yes, yeah, same thing. So for you it will not work, but SAP, if you ask SAP, they have the tools to do that. Have you heard about SLO, SLT?
Okay.
There are tools available with SAP which will allow you if these changes are mandatory for you. Okay, so let's say for example now you are working on some scenario and it became mandatory for you that you need to change this. So although SAP doesn't provide the option to you, okay, as a customer, but if you go to SAP and give the valid reason that this is the reason why we want to consolidate our controlling area now, so they have the tools which will automatically, those are the technical tools. There is nothing from the functional point of view. So whatever tables are updated today, that data conversion will be done by that tool automatically.
Right.
Yes. Okay. So let me first take controlling area same as company code. So if I'm using controlling area same as company code, this will only allow me to add one company code in the assignment box. If I'm having cross company code, then it will allow me to have multiple company codes assigned to my controlling area. Now next thing is currency type. Okay, so if I'm using this controlling area same as company code, I will only get one option. My controlling area currency can only be company code currency. Okay, this is important again. So if I say company code equal to controlling area, then my currency for controlling area would be only company code currency. So let's take this example again. So my company code has a currency of INR. Okay, can I say my controlling area currency is USD? Not possible, right? If you are using 1:1, if your controlling area and company codes are assigned 1:1, then the company code currency is equal to the controlling area currency. There is no other option. Okay, and that is the reason you can see it is only allowing you one option, that your controlling area currency can only be company code currency. Okay, on the other hand, if I change this to cross company code cost accounting, now I'm using cross company code cost accounting, which means, again, let's go to this example. I have 4 company codes. Okay, now let's say out of these 4 company codes, 2 are using INR, 2 are using USD. Okay, is it possible or not? Can I assign the controlling area to multiple company codes which are different currencies?
Yes.
Yes, possible, right? I'm doing the controlling, there is no restriction on the currency from the controlling area perspective. So I can definitely assign 4 company codes to my controlling area, out of which 2 company codes are using INR and 2 company codes are using USD. So in that case, what are the options SAP will provide here in the currency type? So if you do F4,
30.
you can have different options here. Okay, so first one is group currency. Group currency is what? This is a currency that you define in when you set up the company code. At that time, you have the option of defining the group currency, hard currency, index-based currency. So if you decide or if you define this in your company code, then only this will take place. Okay. Otherwise, normally you will be able to see the option of controlling area currency. Okay. So as of now, even if I go with company code currency, I'll explain you what is What exactly is this? So it means that although the controlling area currency would be one only, that is global currency. How exactly you can find that? So that is a global company currency, this 160. This you may not have found in SAP ECC. Okay, so this is global currency, which you can define in the ledger settings, which is only available in S4HANA. Okay, but as of now, we will not discuss about this because we are discussing on controlling area, same as company code. When we'll come to this topic later on, whenever we want to have the multiple currencies assigned to our controlling area, we will talk about that particular topic. So as of now, only one option, that is company code currency. So your controlling area currency must be same as your company code currency if you are using 1:1 mapping. Okay, and then you can see by default system has identified the chart of account fiscal year warrant. How? Based on if you provide the same code to your controlling area, it assumes, although it is not necessary, I can still go and change this. Okay, so if I'm assigning or if I'm providing the same controlling area code, same as company code, then automatically system will assume that you are going to assign the same company code to this controlling area. Okay, so my chart of account is ABCS and fiscal year warrant is K4, which is copied automatically from the global parameters that I entered in my company code, right? So if I take you to OBY6, okay, and if my company code is ABCS, you can see chart of account ABCS and fiscal year warrant K4. This is copied automatically in this particular screen. Okay, next one is cost center standard hierarchy. Now, whenever you create a controlling area, this one field is mandatory. Okay, what exactly it is? We all know what are cost centers. Okay, otherwise, even if you don't know, we have a very detailed topic on that. But cost centers are the places where the cost is going to be incurred. Okay, so for example, the departments within the company, admin department, HR department. So whenever they are going to post any accounting entry in the form of expenses, whenever they are booking any vendor invoices, system will ask you that this expense belongs to which cost center, right? Whether this cost is related to admin or this is related to HR or this is related to the production department. So there can be multiple cost centers. Okay, so let's assume in a company there are hundreds of cost centers. Okay, now these hundreds of cost centers need to be grouped into different groups. Okay, so let's take an example again here. In our case, we are using only one company code to our controlling area. But let's take this example. If I have a same controlling area, which is assigned to two different company codes. So first level of grouping, what I'll do is I'll create separate group for every company code, right? And then within that company code, again, I can have different groups. So I can have the level of hierarchy where my cost center is assigned to one of the cost center group. Okay, so again, that is something which we have to discuss in detail. But as of now, just understand that that hierarchy you have to create here itself. Okay, you don't need to tell the groups, you don't need to tell the entire hierarchy, you just need to give the code to that particular hierarchy when you are creating the controlling area. So my suggestion is you can use the same code that you created for controlling area and paste it here. So just ABCS. Now, obviously, we have still not created this hierarchy. So when I try to save it now, okay, when I try to click on save, system will ask me that this hierarchy is not created yet. Do you want to create it? I'll say yes. Okay, so just provide, again, this is my recommendation. It is not something that you must follow. Whatever hierarchy code you want to give, you just give it and just click on yes. Okay, normally in the companies also we give the same code as of company code or of controlling area. Okay, so now our controlling area is created. Okay, when I saved it, my controlling area is created with this settings. What I need to do next is I need to perform these two activities also. So although my controlling area is created, but I am still not assigned to any company code. So next one is I will go to assignment of company codes. Here I'll click on new entry again. and I have to provide which company code I want to assign to this controlling area. So I'll go for ABCS. Okay, just press enter. So now this company code ABCS is assigned to this controlling area. Okay, since it is 1:1, I'm not going to provide any other things. Just click on save. Okay, if you're getting this box, just click on continue. And the last activity is activate the components. We discussed in our first session that in controlling there are different components like cost center accounting, profit center accounting, COPA, material ledger, internal orders. These are all the components, right? So out of these components, it is not necessary that all the company codes or all the companies will be using the same components. Out of the available, let's say 7 to 8 components, might be they are only using cost center accounting, or might be they are only using internal order accounting, right? So that can be controlled from here. You can go for new entries. You have to specify from which year you are making the settings. Okay, so normally we start from the current year, which is currently we are in 2019, and you can see these are the different components. So system is asking you whether you want to activate cost center accounting or not, or whether you want to activate the activity types or not, whether you want to activate order management or not. Okay, so there are a lot of configurations or there are a lot of settings here which determines what functionalities are you going to use. Okay, if you remember, I told you controlling is one module which is integrated with all the different functional modules. So you can see here, if I want to use controlling integration with PS module, then definitely I need to activate these projects. If I want to perform the sales order costing SD integration with controlling, then I need to use this. Same way, if I want to use real estate management, I need to activate this.
We can activate this component.
In between also you can activate. That is not a problem.
Controlling is already productive.
Yes. Even if a controlling is already productive, later on if you want to come and you want to activate a particular component, that is possible, but it is recommended that whenever you are activating, okay, see, sales orders, cost objects, these are the components that you can activate at any point of time. Okay, but for example, this profitability analysis, although it will not allow you from here, okay, it is just showing whether it is active or not. But if you want to activate this kind of components where again the data conversion is required, then it is recommended to activate it from that particular year. So for example, today you are in 2019. So you are activating these components. Later on, after 2 years, okay, you want another component to be activated. So let's say from 2021 onwards. So you have to create a second interval here. You can create multiple intervals here. Okay, so as of now, when I say from 2019, when I press enter, it will show you 9999. So by default, starting from 2019, these settings are valid for all the years. Okay, but later on, see, in 2019, let's say you are not activating order management. This is component inactive and you are activating only cost center accounting. Now, after 2 years in 2021, if you want to activate order management also, the good practice is you will come here, you will create another line and you will tell the system from 2019 to 2021, I was not using order management, but from 2021 onwards, I want to use order management.
So interval between means this fiscal year we can.
Yes, you can create the interval. I'll show you. Okay, so fiscal year 2019, and let's say as of now, I'm only activating cost center accounting. Okay, and I'm not activating any other components as of now. Whenever there is a need, we will come here and we will activate those components. Okay, so I'll click on save. If you're getting this message, again just click on enter and enter. Okay, so now I think it is saved. Let's try once again. Yes, it is saved. So component is now active. Now later on, let's say after some years, after maybe 2020 and 2021, you want to change this. So 2019 to 2021, you want the settings, but afterwards you want from 2021 onwards, I want to activate order management also. So what you can do is click on display change. You can go to more and you'll be able to see the intervals. So, or maybe you can just write here. So from 2000, this is still in the display mode. Yeah, so 2021. No, it is still not created. That is the reason it is not showing. Just give me a minute. We are in the display view till now. So this has been done, right? And this is where you should be able to create a new entry for 2021 onwards. This is existing. You see the add new interval here. Just give me a minute. That is the reason I told you normally this is a new user interface and we are all used to the old screens, right? So what we can do is I can simply go to the more system. Can you see the options?
No, it should be there and edit more.
Edit.
Somewhere there. New entries, that is grayed out there.
No, I'm not looking for that. I want to change this to the previous user interface. So it is in options where I can see the option. Yeah, sorry, this one. GUI settings, options. And here I just want to change it to the previous one, signature theme or something. Okay, apply, okay. Let's close it. Okay, even you need to close this also, log on pad, and then you try once again. Okay, now you'll be able to see the user interface which we were using earlier. See, this is now different one. It will allow us to view the things which were available earlier. So for example, again, if I go to SPRO, IMG, controlling area, to general controlling organization, maintain controlling area. Okay, and our controlling area is ABCS. Within ABCS, I'll go to activate components. Okay, so you can see now this is very simpler. Now I can do the new entry. Okay, and I can change the year. So new entries. Here I can make it 2021 onwards. Okay, and I want to activate cost center and I want to activate order management also. So now what you can see is there are two different intervals. For first 2 years, only cost center accounting was active, and from 2019 onwards, both. Sorry, 2019 to 2021, only cost center accounting was active, or 2020. Because starting from 2021, we started order management. So this is a normal practice. Don't just come here and activate that functionality. Instead, SAP recommends if you want to activate any new functionality, start from the new fiscal year. Okay.
One question. Do we need to, let's say, for example, now I had a cost center activated. Now I wanted to activate an order management down the road on 2021 as an example.
Right.
Do I really need to go and activate even the cost center, then again order management, or just the order management?
No, it depends. If you see, what I have done is I created a new entry.
Yeah, it ended the value, if you could remember there. It ended the value. Yeah.
Yes. See, if I go for new entry, then system doesn't know what was there available earlier, right? But otherwise, what you can do is, if you want all the settings which are already activated earlier, you just try to copy it. Then it will show you whatever is already available. You just need to modify the remaining things.
No, what I meant was, is it necessary that I have to, if it is, while I am creating a new one, let's say order management, right? That is what I need to activate. Do I need to go back and activate all other components, including cost center, is my question.
Yes, if you are clicking on new entry, you need to start everything from scratch. You need to tell the
okay. That
what
makes
you want
no
to
sense,
activate.
right?
Yeah, that is the reason it is better to copy, because it will automatically copy whatever is activated, and then you are just changing what you want to change.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Vikram, I have a question here.
Yes, please.
So those components, are those interdependent? Like if cost center accounting is not activated, and if the client wants to activate order management, then in that
Yes, some of the components are definitely interrelated to each other.
So can you please show that screen again, and can you please tell me which one are interrelated?
I think the this one, the cost center accounting is obviously required. Okay, without cost center accounting order, see, even if you are able to create the orders, even if you are able to book the cost into the orders, ultimately whatever cost you have collected in the orders, that you need to settle to the cost centers, right, or to the other cost objects. So definitely the cost center is the one which is obviously required, and all other, then they are only relevant on cost centers. There is no other dependency on that. So for example, if I want to activate projects, okay, now definitely at the end of the project life cycle, I will, whatever cost has been collected on the projects, I want to distribute it to either the cost centers or the orders, but ultimately most of the time everything comes to the cost centers. So there is no other dependency. I'm not saying if you want to use sales orders, you have to use this. If you want to use this, you have to activate this. Not like that. But at least cost center is something which is required.
Okay, thank you, Vikram.
Yes. Okay. So what I'll do is, as of now, I'll just delete the second entry that I created, just to avoid the confusion. Because what will happen is, now onwards, whenever you do any configuration, system will ask you for which controlling area you want to do the configuration, whether from 2019 onwards or 2021 onwards. So just to avoid that, I will just delete this second line. Okay, so I can simply go here and delete it and save. Okay, so now our controlling area is ready. Our controlling area can be used to like, we can now post in our controlling area also. Okay, but apart from this maintain controlling area, there is one more setting that you need to perform. So you have to come out of this, and that is the number ranges. You have to maintain the number ranges for controlling documents. Okay, so just open this. I will talk about this. There are some changes in this also, but that we'll be able to know when we'll do the transactions. Okay, so as of now, I'm just copying this from company code 0001 to our company code, which is ABCS. Okay, let me explain how this number ranges work. Okay, so has been copied. So which means if I go for my company ABCS, and if I just click on the intervals, you can see these are the 4 intervals available for controlling related documents. Now, what are controlling related documents? What do you think? What are the different business transactions that you are going to use in controlling? For example, if I want to do FI posting, I can post the GL document, I can post the vendor invoice, I can do the vendor payment, customer invoice, customer payment, assets. Similarly, what are the documents that would be generated in controlling? What are the different business transactions that you are going to do in controlling?
Cost allocation, distribution, internal order, settlements.
Right. So settlements, allocations, distributions, right? So all these documents, whenever you are doing any business transaction in controlling, let's say you are executing the settlement. So at the time of settlement, system should know, when I'm creating a settlement document, what should be my document number, right? Same way, whenever you are posting any FI document, right? If you are entering cost center in the FI document, then not only FI document is created, even system will create a CO document in the background. So that is called as the primary posting, right? So what are the different transactions that you can do that you will be able to find in the group? So let me show you this overview screen. Okay, these are called as groups. So you can see primary posting group. Primary posting group means what? What are the different transactions that will come under primary postings? So you can see CO documents which are coming through FI. So whenever you are booking vendor invoice, customer invoice, if you are entering cost center, profit center, so system is also generating a corresponding controlling document. So these are the business transactions. This is primary, and then you can see these are planning related transactions. You do a lot of cost center planning, profit center planning, internal order, budgeting. So there are a lot of plannings that you can carry out in the controlling. So for all those plannings, numbering 02 is assigned. So whenever you do any planning, system will go and number in 02 and it will pick the next number available. Similarly, if you come down, there are many different transactions. These are for assessment, distribution, order settlement. So whenever you are doing any of this, whenever you are performing the assessment, distribution, settlement, system will take the document number from number range 03, right? So this is called as number ranges in FI and CO are different. How do we maintain the number ranges in FI? We assign it to the document types. Okay, in FI, our business transactions are divided into document types. In CO, our documents are divided, or our business transactions are divided into these groupings. These are the groups. These are the business transaction groups. So primary posting is one group, planning transactions is second group, assessment, distribution, and settlement is a third group. Okay, so it is not necessary. You can also take one particular business transaction and you can move this from one group to another group. It is also possible. So if you want assessment, distribution, and settlement should have a separate number range, you can create your 3 groups. Okay, you can identify which are the transactions related to assessment, which are the transactions related to distribution, and you can assign accordingly. Okay, so that is also possible. But normally we go with the standard. Okay, so that is the reason I copied 0001, but you just need to understand this because there is a question asked in the exam, how the number ranges work. So you need to remember there are 2 steps whenever you are creating the number ranges. First one is you have to group the number ranges, and second is then you have to provide the numbers within the number range. Sneha, just give me a minute. There is question in the classroom.
For number range, we don't transport it.
No, number ranges normally are not transported. Number ranges normally are not transported, but there are some companies who are transporting the number ranges also. Yes, normally, if you go with SAP recommendation, number ranges should not be transported. Yes, sorry, Sneha, go ahead.
No, Vikram, so my question here is like, so we don't have different types of documents in controlling. So it means
don't have document types. We definitely have the business transactions. See, these are the different types of business transactions. COIN, KAZ0, CPPP, these are the different business transactions, right? So
yes.
What happens in SAP FI, whenever we have different transactions, they are categorized by the document types, 2-digit document types.
Yes.
Similarly, in controlling, whenever you will be posting a document, in each and every document that is posted, you will be able to see what is the corresponding business transaction.
Okay, so there is no different, means there is no document type in controlling. Is that correct statement to say?
See, again, if you are talking only about controlling module, previously in the older versions, there was no document type which was generated for controlling documents. Okay, but I'll come to the difference now in SAP S/4HANA. In S/4HANA, there is a new document type which is provided by SAP, which is called as document type CO, which was not there earlier in SAP ECC. Okay, now what is the purpose of this document type CO? This document type CO will not get posted for the primary postings. This document type CO is only relevant to the secondary postings which are triggering from CO, like assessment, distributions, all the settlements, they will generate document type CO going forward.
Thank you, Vikram. So we do have document type, but it's not
in S/4HANA. Yes, in S/4HANA for secondary postings into CO, we have the document type. But if I talk about SAP ECC, in SAP ECC there was no document type because system was not generating any document in the universal journal. Now there is a new concept, universal journal, right? New table, AC.A. So anyways, we will talk about that. It will be too early to introduce that. You will get confused. But yes, as of now, just remember in ECC there was no separate document types available for controlling related documents. In S/4HANA, SAP has provided a new document type CO, which would be only used for CO relevant postings.
Thank you, Vikram. But internal, these transactions are distributed or grouped by these business transaction type, you said, right? Like
yes, definitely. Whenever you will be posting any document related to planning or related to assessment, distribution, if you drill down that particular document, you will be able to know, okay, which business transaction it belongs to. So definitely every CO document will be either of type like out of this elements that you can see, out of this business transactions that you see, every controlling document would be part of at least this one business transaction.
It will be at least one, or it will be only one, Vikram, here?
If it is, no, one document, one business transaction. But let's say let's say if you are creating a business transaction which is generating multiple controlling documents, then definitely the business transactions would be different.
I see. Thank you, Vikram.
So every document, definitely 1:1 business transaction.
Okay, thank you, Vikram.
So your multiple choice question you were mentioning, that is going to be, you should have a group, and and the second one is going to have a business document.
Number.
Right?
No, number one, first you have to divide your business transactions into groups, and second is you have to assign the number ranges to each and every group.
Okay.
See, what we need to do is, first we need to create a group, okay, and then each and every group needs to be assigned to the number range like this.
Oh, those are the ones we were talking about. First, to create a group and assign the number range to the group.
Right, right. See, we don't need to create a group. What we need to do is we just need to assign the. Yes, we just need to create a logical groupings of the business transactions.
Okay.
See, these are not the groups. These are the business transactions. So what we need to do is, first we need to create a group. Logical business transactions are grouped together in the group, and then this group needs to be assigned to this number range.
Oh, got it.
Vikram, are this group or business transaction, it must be provided by SAP itself. Does the client, or we need to create new groups?
No. See, what I told you is it totally depends upon you. Normally, see, from the controlling point of view, there are very few customers who will ask you to create new groups. They are happy with the standard ones. So in this example, what I've shown you is just go and copy from 0001 to your own controlling area. But yes, if a client says, like maybe I want to divide, I given you the one example also. Let me show you. So standard SAP groups assessment, distribution, order settlement in one single group, right? But if a customer says, I want to divide assessment separately, distribution separately, and settlement separately, then I may need to create 3 separate groups which are not provided by SAP, and I need to decide which of these business transactions will fall in which group.
I see. Thank you, Vikram.
But normally that is very rare when the customer asks you to change the number ranges for the controlling documents. And even now in SAP S/4HANA, this number ranges, whatever we have created now, they are not going to be used much because system is not going to generate these documents in the background. There is a new concept of statistical document number. Okay, but anyways, as of now, just understand the number range is required. Later on, when we'll create the document, I'll show you which document is getting generated in the background and what number is getting generated.
Okay, Vikram.
Okay. Next one is maintain versions. Okay, now in CO is for internal reporting, right? We already agreed CO is for internal reporting. Now, what do you do in the internal reporting? Normally, first you plan, okay, then you do the actual transactions, and then you carry out the reporting, right? So you plan first, then you do the actual transactions, and then you carry out the reporting. So now let's talk about planning. Whenever you are doing the plan, it is very much common in many companies where they will plan differently for different reasons. Okay, so let's say for example, my CEO has planned something, okay, and which is different than the MD or maybe the cost or accountant head. He has also planned something, but the results are different. So for example, CEO has given you the total cost of 1 CR for admin department, that in this particular month or in this particular year, total cost for admin department would be 1 CR, right? On the other hand, your accounts head said, no, it is not 1 CR. We will be able to manage in maybe 0.8 CR, right? So there are two versions. There are two different plans. One is coming from the CEO and second is coming from the account head. So what you can do is you can create multiple versions here. So you can see, okay, version 0 belongs to the plan which is created by CEO, and version 1, 2 or whatever you want to create, that belongs to my account head. Okay, so that is the reason SAP allows you to create different versions if you want. Okay, but SAP standard version which is recommended by SAP to use is always 0, which is not only for plan. You can see version 0 is the version which is going to capture the plan figures. It is also going to capture the actual figures, and at the end of the month you are also going to carry out the WIP for the production orders if you are using product costing, and also the variance. So 0 is the main version which is provided by SAP. On top of this 0, you can always create your own versions based on whatever requirements you have. Okay, so although 1, 2, 3 you are able to see, these are for different purpose. Okay, so if you want to create your own, you can obviously create whatever is not available here. You can create 4, 5 and you can use it in your business transactions. Okay, but just remember one thing, 0 is a important version which is provided by SAP, and by default all the actual values from FI to CO, whenever you are posting any FI document, automatically whatever you have posted in FI, all the postings will go to version 0 only, because this is a version which is getting actual postings.
So let's say if I have some like our own requirement for Z reports, I can create my own version.
Yes. It's not only for Z, even if the standard reports, if you want to compare the plan figures with the actual figures. So what you can do is you can create your own plan version, which will allow you to perform the planning. Okay, but actual would be only one. You cannot say I want the actual values to flow into different versions. Plan can be multiple. Actual would be normally only one. Okay, don't get confused with this two actual. These are something different. These are not the values which are coming from FI. These are the values which are coming from the different modules of SAP. Right. So this is version 0 is the version which is going to actually take the values from FI. Okay, and this was by default in SAP ECC. Okay, let me show you one more thing. There is a new screen. This was not available in ECC. Define ledger for CO version. See, what was happening in SAP ECC is, whenever I post any document in FI, let me open the WordPad or Word document. See, let's say this is your FI component. Okay, same way, this is your CO component. Now in FI, I am posting any accounting document with cost center. Okay, so as soon as I post anything in FI with the cost center, with the cost information, what will happen is it will flow to cost information, will flow to CO module. Okay, now the question is, in CO I have different versions. Okay, so for example, I have version 1, I have version 4, I have version 5. So which version will take the values? Sorry, version 0, 1 and 4 and 5. So which version will take the values from FI to CO? Okay, by default in SAP ECC there was only one version, 0, which was getting the values from FI. Okay, by default there was no configuration also. Okay, now in S4HANA, SAP has provided one configuration where you need to go and tell the system that which version will take the values from FI. Now again in FI, are you aware about the ledgers in FI? What are ledgers in FI?
A standard leading ledger, extended ledger, non-leading ledger.
No, that is okay, but why do we need ledgers in SAP FI?
We need ledgers because if we have different accounting principles, then
right, different accounting principles. What do you mean by different accounting principles? So let's say my company needs to follow US GAAP, or if it is Indian company, I need to follow India GAAP. Okay, now in addition to India GAAP, let's say I want to do the IFRS reporting also. So in that case, what I'll do is I will use my leading ledger, okay, for India GAAP, right? But for IFRS reporting, let's say I'll create another ledger, which is IF. Okay, now the question is, which ledger I'm making the posting in FI and it is getting the posted into two different ledgers. So let's say I booked the invoice which got booked in 0L also and IFRS also. So the question is, which ledger will send the values to CO? If I send the values from both the ledgers, what will happen? I am making one expense, but in CO it is showing double. So if I'm booking the cost of 100, if I send both the values, CO will get 200 as a value, which is wrong. Are you getting it? So what we need to tell the system is which ledger will send the values to which version of CO.
Oh, I see. So do you mean to say that if we have multiple ledgers, those ledgers can be correspondence to multiple versions or in controlling?
Exactly. It was not available in ECC. In ECC, there was a default. In ECC, only default was available. 0L will send the values to version 0. This was default. There was no setting. This was all available in the background. We were even not able to see that. Okay, but when we are talking about SAP S/4HANA, in SAP S/4HANA, SAP is providing you the option that you can go and map whatever ledger you want to whatever version you want. Okay, and that is the reason they provided this new configuration. So if you go to this define ledgers for CO version, what you can do here is new entry. So my controlling area ABCS, and I'm telling the system that version 0 of controlling area will get the values from ledger 0L. Okay, if you don't maintain this, then you will not be able to do any transaction. Whenever you try to book any cost, system will tell you, I don't know in which version of CO I need to update this cost. Right, so this is a mandatory configuration now.
No, if I suppose not to do this configuration, system will default at 0 in that case.
If you
This configuration we did not done in S4.
No, it will same thing. So if you're not done, system will not do it by default. You have to do this configuration. This is a mandatory configuration. System will throw error. If you don't do this configuration, system will not allow you to post any transaction. Okay, there is no default. System will not automatically take it default. Default was the one which was in ECC. In ECC, this configuration was not there at all. And by default, ledger 0L was assigned to version 0. But now in S/4HANA, there is nothing default. We have to define here that in our controlling area, version 0 will take the values from leading ledger. Okay, and optional is if you have multiple ledgers, you can create multiple versions and you can tell the system that not only this ledger, but other ledgers will also post the values in CO, which is not recommended. Okay, why? Because in that case, there will be lot of entries which should be generated in the database tables for non-leading ledgers and CO different versions also. Because normally, again, I'm saying normally, it is not 100%. Normally, we use controlling from our leading ledger perspective. For IFRS, do we need the controlling? Do we need to do the internal reporting separately for different accounting principles? Not required. Accounting principles are for external reporting purpose, right? Our internal reporting is totally dependent on the main accounting principle that we are abiding, right? So for example, I'm working in the India, then India GAAP is something which is mandatory for me. It is not necessary to do the internal reporting from the IFRS point of view, right? So although technically SAP has provided this option, but if you activate it unnecessarily, it will add more lines into the table, which will unnecessarily can reduce the system time, like the processing time. And that is the reason SAP has provided the option, but we should normally assign ledger 0L to version 0. That's it.
So when, if at all, if there is a requirement, then you configure this version 1 as an example and put it into IFRS, IL.
Yes, possible.
And when you do the posting, you just take that IL or something like that. Correct? When you
yes.
do the
So whenever you are making the whenever you are making any document posting, then definitely if you are making the posting only to IFRS, you have to select at the time of transaction itself.
So this is the planning posting, correct?
No. We are talking about actuals. See, planning, you are not doing through FI.
No, the one which you see over here, the one which you configured, it's for the actual is what you're saying.
No. This is for planned as well as actual. I'm not only saying for actual. See, thing is, this version 0 will take planning values also, actual values also. Planning values, we will directly go into the CO module and we will enter the plan using transaction KP06, KP26, we can plan, right? But what about the actual values? So we are saying actual values will flow from FI. Whatever will be posted in ledger 0L in FI, that will get posted into version 0 as actual value. So this configuration, what we are doing, this is for processing of actual values, getting the actual values.
I see. And when you look at that version description, right? There is an plan and actual, correct?
Yes. It allows
so
you both.
Will it open up a AC doc P when I do this?
Whatever you are doing the planning, whenever you are making any planning in this version 0, okay, so definitely that will go to the planning tables, yes. But whatever actuals are booked, that will go to AC doc A table.
So my question is, when I do this configuration, is it opening up two tables? One is AC doc A table as well as AC doc P table.
Definitely. Whatever plannings you do, it will go to the planning table, and whatever actuals you do, it will go to the actual tables.
All right. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Vikram, I have a question. Like I know it's actual data, but will this also have impact of CO entries?
No, CO entries are booked directly in CO. For that, I don't need to move the values from leading ledger. See, the thing is, your CO component, if you see this component, there are most of the values are coming from FI to CO, right? Yes. So 90% of the values will flow from FI to CO, and then obviously within CO also you can make the manual adjustments, secondary postings, right? But now the question is, whenever you are making the secondary postings that you are making directly in CO, then there is no question of this 0L, right? What we are discussing currently is how the primary postings will come to CO.
I see. Okay.
Okay, so this is a mandatory configuration. If you don't maintain, maybe I'll not maintain as of now, because we will see what error you are getting and you should be able to solve it. So I'm not maintaining this as of now. We will keep it blank. Later on, we will see whether it is throwing any error. Okay, so now our versions are available, which means version 0 will be able to perform the planning also, and we'll be able to book the actual values also. Okay, what are the other settings? Let's just cross verify if there is anything important. We'll talk about what is operating concern. We need to activate profit center accounting. I'll show you. Within controlling area, settings for each fiscal year. So let's select this version and go for settings for each fiscal year for our controlling area, which is ABCS. Okay, so here see, you can if you want, you can disallow the version. Okay, so you can say this version is locked for this particular year. Okay, so by default system shows you next 5 years. Okay, so next 5 years, if you want to activate or deactivate something from here, whether the copying is allowed. Copying means what? Let's say, for example, I already made the planning for 2019 and I'm making the planning for 2020. So can I copy it from 2019? So that is copying allowed or not. Similarly, version lock means, let's say, for example, due to some reason, I don't want to use version 0 in 2019. So I can come here and I can say version is locked. So system will not allow you to make any postings into this version, right? And then this is integrated planning. So this is a new component which is introduced in SAP S/4HANA, which is integrated planning. So whether you want to use integrated planning for this particular version and for this particular combination of years or not, that is something which you need to define here. Okay, so we will come when we'll be talking about the planning component. Okay, and then yeah, nothing else. So these are the configurations that you need to perform. Now let's come out. So we activated controlling now. we created a controlling, and we also activated the cost center accounting from the components. Now the next thing is we cannot go to OKKP. OKKP is a transaction for controlling area. So maintain controlling area. So ABCS, and see there is no option here to activate the profit center accounting. If I want to activate profit center accounting, there is no option like component active or not. So how can I activate the profit center accounting? There is a separate configuration for that. Okay, and that is important because profit centers we are going to use in our scenario. So I'll just show you how to activate the profit center accounting. So go to SPRO, IMG, controlling. There is a last folder which is profit center accounting. Within profit center accounting, we'll go to basic settings and then controlling area settings and maintain controlling area settings. Okay, I think it is locked. It's come out of this configuration. Okay, so no, and I'll try it once again. So maintain controlling area, you can see currently it is deactive. So if I want to activate it, first of all, similar to cost center standard hierarchy, I need to provide the profit center standard hierarchy also. Okay, so again, I'll copy the same thing, ABCS. It is asking me profit center local currency type. So if I do F4, it is allowing me to select controlling area currency, group currency, and profit center currency. So which means if I go with controlling area currency, then whatever is our controlling area currency, that is INR, I'll be able to create the profit centers in that currency. If I go with group currency, then if I have any group currency defined for my company code, I'll be able to use that. Second is profit center currency. So I can have a separate currency per profit center. Okay, this is called as the object currency in that case. So normally 99% of the times we go with controlling area currency. Okay, confirm. If you remember in SAP ECC, if any one of you have done this configuration in SAP ECC, it was necessary to provide the dummy profit center here. What was dummy profit center? Any idea?
That unreconciled values goes into that.
Yeah, so unassigned, like let's say if I'm making any postings and I forgot to, or maybe I don't know which profit center to enter. So by default, whatever transactions are posted without specifying the profit center, those all transactions will go to the dummy profit center. But in now that is not required. Can you tell me what is the reason? How system will determine the profit centers? I think this is not only in S4HANA, even in SAP ECC also, if you are using new GL accounting, dummy profit center was not required. What could be the reason?
It is automatically reconciled.
No, but if it is not determined, let's say for example, I have not entered the profit center in my transaction, and then whatever automatic configurations are also there, from there also system is not able to determine. So what profit center it will take?
If it is not coming with cost center, it will take yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, it will take a derivation or OKB9.
OKB9. Okay, let's say even if it is not in OKB9, then
you need to determine the derivation.
Okay, Sneha, you want to add something?
I think like maybe the document splitting will
exactly. So in SAP new GL accounting, there is a new functionality you must all be knowing is document splitting. And in document splitting, there is one new configuration which was provided by SAP, which allows you to automatically derive the profit center for those, not only profit center, any cost object. If you are not entered, it can come by default using the constant. Okay, so if I go to general ledger accounting, business transactions, document splitting, and there is something called as edit constant for non-assigned processes. So whenever you forgot to enter a particular cost object, what this will do is this will automatically provide the profit center. You can see what I can write here is if my controlling area is ABCS, I want to default this particular profit center, right? And that is the reason the concept of dummy profit center is gone. Okay, and it is not allowing you anymore to specify the dummy profit center. Okay.
So it means that instead of dummy, we have the default profit center, right? In which
Default profit center. Yes, we can provide the default profit center for non-assigned processes. Not only profit center, using this constant configuration, you can specify many different cost objects. Okay, so this is profit center. Let's go to the assignment of values. See, you can assign the business area, you can assign the segment, even you can try what are the other options. Yeah, these are the two options which is allowing. So that is the reason there is no concept of profit centers going, dummy profit centers going forward. Okay, so last thing, we need to activate this, right? So we are saying the system that our profit center accounting is active in this controlling area starting from year 2019. Okay, so till 2019, this profit center accounting was not active in this company code, but now, sorry, in this controlling area, now starting from 2019, we are activating profit center accounting. Okay, and save it. So now in our controlling area, we told the system that cost center accounting is active and profit center accounting is active.
Okay, which is true.
What
This
is
is
the
called
yearly distribution method?
yes, yes. So see, valuation view, this is if you are using transfer pricing. Have you heard about transfer pricing?
Yeah. No, the other one, ALE is what I'm looking for.
Yes, yes, yes. There is a question in the classroom for both. So first, let me explain this legal valuation. So if you are using transfer pricing, or if you have multiple different valuations, so let's say for legal valuation, you are using this one, but for maybe you want the profit center valuation or group valuation. So this particular controlling area you are using for what valuation purpose, that you can determine here. Second is ALE distribution. This is not for the same system. If you, what is ALE distribution is when you have other systems through IDOC or maybe interfaces with the other system. So how are the values going to flow? So you can see first option is no distribution to other system. So we are not sending these values to other system. Second is centralized profit center accounting, which means whatever profit center accounting you activated, this is not only for this system, but other system also will take this profit center accounting by default.
So I have an interface different. So I need to default here.
Yes, if you have the interface. If you are only working on the single system, then there is no need of this ALE distribution method. Right? Profit center decentralized or local. So you have two different systems and each system is both the systems are connected to each other, but profit center accounting is handled separately in both the systems.
So in that case, okay, decentral.
Decentral means two systems are connected to each other, but profit center accounting is handled separately, independently. And one is central. So you can say whatever profit center accounting I have activated now, this is not only for this system, another system is also dependent on this for profit center accounting.
Vikram, here when you say system, should I understand client?
Not necessarily client, it can be any other system.
Now, what system actually mean here?
See, there are many big customers who have multiple SAP systems in their landscape. Okay, so for example, let's take a big customer who is having separate SAP system in US and then completely separate system in Europe. US is using S4HANA, Europe is using 4.7, right? So both of these systems can have interfaces with each other, right?
Yes.
So that is what we are talking about, the ALE distribution.
I see. Thank you.
So I don't think if it is ECC and S4, they cannot do connection. How can they do?
Can be possible. Can be possible. Why we cannot do?
Because the source ECC is an Oracle database and S4 is an HANA database. So
no, interfaces.
How are you going to bring
Interfaces are still possible.
Sorry, how can you help me understand?
No, that is see. Let's take an example of iDocs. So
iDocs via iDocs. Okay, got it. No problem.
No.
All right. Understood.
Yeah, it is not only about iDocs. I am just giving you the example. Interfaces can be in any way. It is not necessary that it would be iDoc or it will be a PI. There are different tools available for the interfaces, right?
No, I thought it is a directly. I'm pulling the information just like a PI or something like that. Is it
No,
possible?
no, no. It can be anything. It can be anything.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so I think we should stop here. We will continue from here tomorrow. What we will do tomorrow is we will start with the master data now. So we are done with the basic configurations from FI and CO point of view. Now, in order to process with the transactions, we will need master data. So tomorrow we will start with what has been changed in the GL master data, how the GL master data looks like in SAP S/4HANA system. Then we will create some cost center hierarchies, profit center hierarchies, and some master data for cost centers and profit centers. Okay, and as I told you, I will try to arrange your server either today or tomorrow, so that whatever activities we carried out today, you can at least start practicing on that.
Vikram, one last question, if you don't mind. The
Yeah,
valuation
please.
view you mentioned, since we are going to do the product costing,
Mhm.
should we have a legal value or a profit center value?
No, it has nothing to do with product costing actually. It is mainly for, as I told you, when you are using the transfer pricing. So what they normally do is they have the different valuation strategies. You must have heard in material ledger also, it allows you to perform your valuation in multiple valuation methods. So what is that valuation method? Legal means it is common for you complete controlling area, complete company code. But if you have a separate valuation required only for that particular profit center, then only you need to select this. Maybe we have one topic on this material ledger. Then at that time I'll explain you what exactly the purpose of this particular thing.
Because a client was using a cheese making company, which is which they do the transfer prices. Then they must be using a valuation. We used a profit center valuation, which is a
Possible.
fourth currency, right?
Yes, possible. If you are using transfer pricing, then definitely you will be able to use profit center valuation or group valuation. But otherwise, without transfer pricing, normal standard one is legal valuation.
So with the legal valuation, I am able to get a transfer price.
Yes. Transfer pricing is a concept. Apart, whenever you activate that transfer pricing, you can decide what valuation methods you want to use.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, Bala.
Sir, you said that we will be having a server access today or tomorrow. So, what is the time period? How long we can access that? Can you please
It
tell
is
me,
for
sir?
2 months. So what I'll do is initially I'll give you for 1 month. Okay, and then later on, once it is expired, you can tell me whether you want immediately or you want some time gap in between. So I just want to make sure that you are getting utilized and you are not unnecessarily, when you are not practicing at that time, the server should not be available with you. So even if you think that it is too early for the server access, we can do this configurations next week onwards also. That is also possible. If you want the server access from the next week, that is also possible.
Okay.
So maybe what I'll do is I'll just drop you one mail, all of you, and you just confirm whether you want it from this week or next week.
Yeah.
So if
Okay,
you want to
Vikram, that
extra
will be
month or something, we need to pay extra. Is that what works out?
Stephen, normally what I do is I don't deal with the servers. Just for the course, I take something in lump sum from the vendor. What I can do is next time, whenever after this 2 months, if you want this particular server, I will directly share the vendor details with you. So you can directly deal with them.
Okay, sounds good. All right,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, then. Thank you all. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Vikram, I have a question. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Last question.
Yes. Yeah, sorry. Same
I'm not
question, right?
Yes, this is Neha here.
Yeah, Sneha. So Sneha, see, I shared 2 mails with you.
Yes.
Okay. Initially, the first one which I shared, it was mistakenly for the Delta course. Okay, Delta course means only new things in S/4HANA Finance.
Okay.
Then I realized it would be better for you if you go for the Scratch course, right? So I shared another mail.
I see. Actually, Vikram, I was thinking even if 1809, if you have prior class recording, and I can.
It was 18, both are 1809.
Okay.
See, both the things which I shared with you are 1809 only. Only thing is, one is completely for freshers, and second is for guys who already have experience into SAP FI and they just want to learn what is new in S4HANA. So first, initially I shared the experienced one. Then I realized might be it will be useful for you if you go from the basics, and that is the reason I shared the second mill. So if you open any video on the second mill, that should work.
Yeah, second one is working.
Yeah, so I think you first concentrate on the second one itself. If you are done with that, if you still want the other one, then I'll share that also.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello, sir. One last question, sir.
Yes, Bala.
Sir, I got your videos which you had done a class last week,
Right.
but I can able to access in mobile, but I'm not able to access in laptop. There is
No, it
error
should
message
not
is
be.
showing.
What is the error? Can you just send me the screenshot? It should be able to access. You should be able to access from any device.
Okay, I will just WhatsApp that error message to you.
Yes, 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 please.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.